Amid widespread speculation surrounding Sweden's potential confrontation with Russia, a sensational claim has emerged, suggesting that, in the event of hostilities, the Swedish military superpower could triumph over Russia in a mere 40 seconds. Beyond the headlines, let's delve into the veracity of such bold assertions. In the hypothetical scenario of a military confrontation between Sweden and Russia, a dispassionate evaluation reveals a significant mismatch in military capabilities, casting doubt on Sweden's ability to prevail in such a conflict. The sheer quantity of personnel, tanks, and aircraft at Russia's disposal presents a formidable challenge. Russia's active military personnel stand at a staggering 1,171,000 compared to Sweden's modest 55,000, establishing a disconcerting ratio of 21:1. This numerical asymmetry allows Russia to potentially overwhelm Swedish positions, absorbing losses with relative ease. When it comes to armored forces, Russia's arsenal boasts 5,000 tanks, a stark contrast to Sweden's limited 120. This 40-fold difference signifies the potential for a swift and decisive incursion where Russian tanks could roll through lightly defended outposts, crippling infrastructure and communication lines. In the skies, Russia's dominance is evident, with 5,364 aircraft, including advanced fighters and bombers, compared to Sweden's modest fleet of 291 planes. This significant air supremacy would enable Russia to control the battlefield, disrupting Swedish troop movement, reconnaissance, and communication, thereby hindering their ability to respond effectively. Russia could unleash a devastating opening salvo, saturating Swedish defenses with sheer numbers. The scenario is reminiscent of an infantry charge where one soldier faces 21 opponents, representing the initial offensive imbalance Sweden should grapple with. Moreover, Russia's vast reserves afford them the luxury of replacing losses and maintaining relentless pressure. In contrast, Sweden would quickly find itself stretched thin, struggling to sustain effective fighting forces against the relentless tide of Russian military might. The air supremacy enjoyed by Russia further complicates Sweden's position, hindering communication, logistics, and troop movement, thereby crippling their ability to resist. Beyond this, the experience factor adds another layer to the challenge faced by Sweden. While Sweden maintains a well-trained and professional military, the absence of major conflict experience over 2 centuries stands in stark contrast to Russia's recent engagements in Ukraine and Syria. Russian troops have garnered invaluable experience in maneuver warfare, combined arms operations, and urban combat, skills crucial for navigating the complexities of modern conflicts. In contrast, Sweden would face a steep learning curve in adapting to the chaos and unpredictability of the battlefield. Then comes the logistical challenges and morale. The practicalities of war, from maintaining supply lines to coordinating movements across vast distances, pose challenges that Russia, with its recent campaigns, has honed its ability to address. Sweden, on the other hand, would need to rapidly adapt its peacetime systems to the demands of high-intensity conflict. Soldiers who have faced the horrors of war often develop a stronger sense of camaraderie and resilience. Russian troops, having fought together in recent conflicts, might possess a hardened edge compared to their Swedish counterparts who haven't experienced the crucible of combat. Perhaps the most significant factor tipping the scales in Russia's favor is its status as a nuclear weapon state. While Sweden has committed to remaining nuclear-free, this introduces a profound asymmetry in potential escalation. The threat of mutually assured destruction acts as a potent deterrent, potentially preventing Sweden from pursuing even defensive actions that could be perceived as escalatory by Russia. The mere existence of Russia's nuclear arsenal cast a long shadow over any potential conflict, creating a psychological pressure that could erode public support for a prolonged war in Sweden. This nuclear asymmetry could significantly constrain Sweden's options and hinder its ability to effectively respond to Russian aggression. Moreover, Sweden finds itself embroiled in challenges rooted in geographical limitations, economic imbalances, and a delicate position in the global trade landscape. Geographically, Sweden's comparatively modest size and proximity to Russia present inherent disadvantages. In contrast to Russia's expansive landmass, Sweden's limited depth makes it susceptible to swift occupation and disruption of essential supply lines. The The sheer scale of Russia's territory allows for strategic maneuvering and resource mobilization from remote areas, creating a significant logistical advantage. The harsh Arctic conditions surrounding Sweden further compound the geographical hurdles. Russia's familiarity with operating in extreme cold gives them a logistical upper hand, equipped with cold weather gear, trained personnel, and established infrastructure. Sweden, not accustomed to such conditions, faces the daunting task of adapting its forces to the challenges of an unforgiving Arctic battlefield. Economically, Sweden finds itself in a David versus Goliath scenario. Russia's substantial economic prowess enables a sustained war effort with the ability to fund troops, research, and production over an extended period. In contrast, Sweden's smaller economy operates more like a limited resource, facing the pressure of achieving a decisive victory before its financial reserves are depleted. Sweden's global economic integration adds another layer of vulnerability. Dependent on international trade, the nation could be significantly impacted by sanctions and trade disruptions, hindering its ability to sustain military capabilities. This interdependence exposes Sweden to economic pressure from Russia and its allies, further complicating its position. In the international arena, Sweden lacks the collective defense assurance of NATO. Standing alone in a hypothetical conflict, this isolation leaves the nation without the robust support structure enjoyed by those within a collective defense pact. Standing solitary against Russia's formidable military and economic prowess, the absence of international backing significantly constrains Sweden's strategic options, leaving the nation grappling to secure essential resources and allies. Averse to regional conflicts, the global community is likely to exert substantial pressure on Sweden to pursue diplomatic resolutions and de-escalation measures. This collective insistence on peaceful avenues could curtail Sweden's latitude in considering military strategies, compelling the nation to engage in negotiations from a position of vulnerability. Then, beyond external challenges, there are some internal issues Sweden contends with, the internal impediments that could impede its ability to wage war effectively. First is public will. The prospect of a prolonged conflict against Russia may diminish public support akin to a wavering flame in a storm. The potential human and economic toll could erode morale and national unity, presenting a formidable challenge for Sweden in maintaining a cohesive front throughout the courage of the conflict. Moreover, the pro-Russia sentiment has been on the rise in Sweden, making it impossible for them to go against Russia. Then is cybersecurity vulnerabilities. Russia's sophisticated cyber warfare capabilities pose a significant threat to Sweden's infrastructure and communication systems. In the face of potential cyber attacks, Sweden's ability to coordinate military actions, maintain essential services, and uphold public order could be severely compromised, akin to a fortress breached through hacked gates. All in all, Sweden's path to victory in a conflict with Russia is fraught with challenges. These challenges, stemming from geographical constraints, economic disparities, and a solitary international stance, and no public will collectively make the prospect of success a formidable and demanding undertaking.